Hi there, Tom with the EV Universe. Today we are going to take a peek at the 2016 Ford Focus Electric. Now I know when you look for new electric vehicles that you're thinking like Tesla, you're thinking Ford Mach-e, maybe the Hummer EV, the Cybertruck. There's a lot of cool electric vehicles out there on the market, but not so many are as rare as the Ford Focus Electric. I was able to find this car on a lot at Sarah Ford in Kalkaska, Michigan. They were gracious enough to let me borrow the car for the afternoon so that I could create this video for us. Like many people new to the EV space, I was completely unaware that Ford produced electric vehicles before the Lightning and the Mach-e. Now, over the course of 2012 to 2018, Ford only sold about 9,000 of these in the United States. And in full disclosure, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for the Ford Focus. The very first car that I bought into college was a 2001 Ford Focus 3-door, so been the 2 doors of the hatchback, and I absolutely adored that car when I had it. It was a 5-speed manual, it was tons of fun to drive. And if I remember correctly, that car at the time had about 130 horsepower in the 4-cylinder engine that it had. Now, taking a peek at this car, the horsepower rating in this electric motor is 147 horsepower. So even from this 2016 electric compared to the 2001 gas version of the Focus, it still has more horsepower. And honestly, the speed's probably about the same. This is 9.9 seconds 0 to 60, and that Ford Focus back then probably was all of that as well. But comparing this to a more modern electric vehicle, even the slowest Mustang Mach-e is about 5.5 seconds in the 0 to 60. Obviously, we know about the Tesla Plaids and all those other cars that are going to do it in the sub 2s or mid 3s. It's pretty normal now, which is a lot to say for the advancement of electric vehicle technology over the course of the last decade. Unlike a lot of cars designed to be electric vehicles are done so from the ground up, however, this Ford Focus Electric is based upon the 3rd generation platform for the gasoline drivetrain. So as a result of having to accommodate an electric drivetrain into this vehicle, there are certain accommodations that had to be made, starting with our trunk. Now, where you would normally have a big flat cargo area here to store groceries or whatever else you'd be carrying around, you've got this big hump here, which is where the 23 kilowatt hour battery is stored. Inside of this container is our charging cable, which will do level 2 charging, and your emergency spare tire kit. With that being said, there is still a little bit of room back here, but not a lot. So after having seen the trunk of this vehicle, you might have a guess of where I'm going to go to this next point. Now, if you have such limited storage in the back, you'd at least hope that you get a little bit of a frunk out of this vehicle. And alas, there is no frunk, but you do have the rest of the drive motor for the front-wheel drive drivetrain. So for the 2011 through 2016 model years Ford Focus Electrics, they're equipped only with the J1772 plug, which is going to allow for level 1, level 2 home charging. And this car is equipped with its own portable charger as well. The 2017 and 2018 models do get an upgrade in battery pack to a 35 kilowatt hour battery, as well as the CCS combo option for fast charging. All right, so right now with this car, we're saying that we've got about 46 miles of range on it, which is about 80 to 85% of my battery. So there are some cars that I get really excited to drive. Like I was really excited to drive the Hummer and the Cybertruck and you know, others like that where like, this is gonna be a cool car, it's gonna be fast, it has some like super awesome tech feature. This car, when it popped up and I found it about an hour away from where I live, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to go drive this car. There aren't very many of them. This is very rare. Now, albeit rare, it's also unremarkable stat-wise. You've got a 23 kilowatt hour battery. Not huge. EPA range of about 75 miles. Again, pretty insignificant. For a lot of people, that's not going to be enough. And really, at the end of the day, it's still a Ford Focus. So again, it is an entry-level style vehicle that isn't really going to be super inspiring to drive in any way, shape, or form. So right away, the first thing I notice is the acceleration speed of the Ford Focus Electric, which is rated at 9.9 seconds. I'll buy that. It's not fast. If we're going to start talking about levels of refinement, there is a lot of road noise that comes through the chassis and into the passenger compartment. Again, on par with a Ford Focus. I'm not picking on that. Secondly, with driving, when you start looking at electric vehicles, a lot of them have what's called one-pedal driving, which is when you let off the accelerator, the car will automatically decelerate on its own and ultimately come to a stop and hold it there. That's often called regenerative braking as well. So what is happening in this car is that it's not exactly regenerative braking like we think of one-pedal driving, but it's when you do apply the brake, it does capture that energy and puts it back into the battery, and with it, the vehicle gives you brake coaching and tells you how much energy returned to the car because of how you braked. But it is not the one-pedal driving experience that you might be used to from other electric vehicles, where you let off the accelerator pedal and the car comes to a stop on its own. And I guess technically all cars will come to a stop eventually if you let off the accelerator, but it's not from hitting trees or just a long coasting period. And I know I picked on it a little bit ago for like the ride quality and sound and stuff like that, and that's just not fair, because looking at this vehicle, you can only buy it as a used vehicle now, and even best case scenario, you're looking at one that's 6 years old. This one's 8. And it's a fine car. It is. And at the end of the day, if you're looking for a car like this one that's priced at $7,500 to be able to run around town and do a few errands or get you to appointments or to and from an office, as long as you don't need a lot of mileage, like, this is a great inexpensive car that not only is going to get you where you need to do, it's going to save you on gas, but it's also going to get you that tax credit. So really, I wanted to do this video, one, because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get my hands on another Ford Focus Electric, because there are so few of them. And two, we're in this climate where everyone says that electric vehicles are too expensive, where this is a very reasonably priced car in an otherwise really expensive market. And also from outward appearances, if you didn't know that this was an electric car, you wouldn't know, because it looks just like a regular Ford Focus. No one's going to look at you and judge you because you're driving a Cybertruck. But like everything within the cabin is as you'd expect to be in line with your Ford Focus type trim level. There's nothing in here that is shocking or unusual. So if you've done your homework at all, you've probably gone deeper into this car than I'm going to go. But I think it's kind of a fun exercise to just experience this. My final takeaways of the Ford Focus Electric is this. It doesn't have enough range to be useful for road trips, but great for around town commuting. It's not going to be great for hauling a lot of goods, but to get you to appointments or to and from small things that you need to do, perfect. It's going to transport 5 people, that's great, but none of their stuff. For an area with inclement weather, it's a front-wheel drive vehicle, which may not be the best, but if you're in a southern climate where you don't have a whole lot of snow, or you're not doing off-roading, this would be a fine choice. I think for that time frame of 2012 to 2018 when this car was being produced, it's a really cool idea. Now, the battery technology that exists now and the size of battery packs that exist in cars now is way different, so you get a lot more range out of them, which is desirable for most people. The reality is not very many people are driving more than 75 miles in one day, and if that looks like the position you're in and you're looking for a lesser expensive electric vehicle, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this review on the Ford Focus Electric, and a huge thank you to Sarah Ford in Kalkaska, Michigan for giving us access to this vehicle. Now, if you're looking for your own Ford Electric, check out evuniverse.com for listings. Now this one, if it's still available, is $7,500 in Kalkaska, Michigan.